What would convince somebody who's been in the business field for over 2 decades to put everything aside and go into the hurly-burly, the rough and tumble of politics? Well, the answer is right here on GH1 TV. Welcome to Hard Talk. My name is Kafui Day, coming to you from a very beautiful location in the Tema West constituency. The man I'm about to speak to introduce to you, his slogan, one of them is Made in Tema for Tema West. He was a former president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, but he's fast-forwarded his career into Parliament. He's now the MP-elect for Tema West, Mr. Carlos Kobana Ahenkorah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to have just over 3 weeks to enter the august house of Parliament and start making laws for the people of Ghana?
Well, let me start by saying a big thank you to my electorate in Tema West and the honor they have bestowed on myself and NPP and Ahenkorah. Let me say a good morning to the Ahenkorah who might be watching as we speak right now. I feel elated. I feel very privileged. If you ask me, I would say that I am proud to have this opportunity to enter into Parliament, as you said, in the next 3 weeks. We're looking up to doing some very good job in Parliament and to serve our party and our country well.
Why did you decide to leave the freight forwarding, the business, the shipping, container business, to come and put yourself willingly into politics?
Well, Kafu, you have known me, and I think that I've got into that stage in life where I want to give back to society what I got from society. As you can see, or as you know, I have been a businessman since 1992 when I left the university, and I have built an empire, I would say, of a business in the logistics fraternity. I have an office, my head office is in Tema. I have a branch in Takoradi and a branch at the airport. I employ over 100 people. And of course I have over 10,000 affiliate partners in the world. So therefore it stands to reason that if I'm asked the question of why I decided to enter into politics and leave business, I would say I've seen it all, I've had it all in business. I want to see what I can do for my people if it is possible. And here I am, they have selected me to go and represent them. And help me God, I know I will do my best.
You say you wanted to give back to society. What did you take from society?
Wherever I am, whatever you see, wherever I've got into in society, I got it from society. I wasn't born with a golden spoon in my mouth, no. I came up through the hard way. At a point I was sleeping on people's verandas, and they have to wake up and learn when they wake up to sweep. And because of this, I haven't written any exams twice in my life. But I have risen from that point, apart from being a businessman. Today I'm a lecturer at the Regional Maritime University. I teach at graduate level multimodal transport, and I teach in Gimpa consultancy. I teach freight forwarding. So if I have gotten all this from society, where I would say no father or nobody built me up, you know, with regards to capital or setting me up on a certain business course, and society have done this to me, I have a reason to give back to what I got from society.
Most people would say that without a doubt, this is a safe seat. I mean, Tema West has never gone to the NDC. And so whoever won the primaries was likely the person who was going to win. And you had a very formidable opponent in the person of Natoshi, who was the MP for the area.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go up against her? Wasn't she good enough? Wasn't she do a good job?
No, well, let's come to your assertion. It is a safe seat. Yes, it's been a safe seat up and until 2012, when we almost lost the seat.
You still won, though.
Yes, we won, but you can if you win with a margin of less than 1,000, then it becomes a low-hanging fruit for the opposition party. They think that with a little bit of effort, they can just pluck the fruit of the tree. And so that is what happened. The people of MPP, the members of MPP, thought that they need to change the strength that they present for election 2016. They realized that if they take the same strength that they used for 2012, in 2016 they might lose the seat. And lo and behold, I was approached. I thought about
By
it.
who?
by members, senior members of the party. And I thought about that. I thought, well, this is an opportunity for me to deliver to people.
Were they dissatisfied with Natashi?
They weren't dissatisfied, but they were afraid. They are afraid that we might lose a seat, looking at the difference. And for me, if you ask me, I think that they were right. Because this is a seat that we've always won more than 10,000. It was only in 2008, when we swapped Edu for Natoshi that we dropped to 8,000. But otherwise, it's been 14,000, it's been 10,000. That's the range that we pass NDC with.
You're responsible for taking away a potential female MP from the NPP, in spite of your party's drive to get more women to represent.
Well, that does not even present, a situation. The reason why I say that is, she went out, yes, fine. But today, as I speak to you, 35 more women have joined the fray in Parliament.
So that sacrifice was okay for you.
Exactly. It's not a sacrifice. It's a choice of the people. In politics, you don't depend on gender more than the will of the people, or you don't depend on any particular kind of vice more than the will of the people. If the people would say, look, it's Kafui that we want, you cannot say that because Carlos is taller than Kafui, let us make Carlos go. No. It's the will of the people that comes to play. Just look around you and see what has happened in these elections. All the places that we had these situations, there's a problem, or there was a problem, and you just analyze the results and you know what I'm talking about.
But you nearly did not represent the people of Tema West, because you went through a lot of problems. 3 lawsuits?
Well, yes, of course. It's not easy to just plug the seats from under anybody easily. I mean, you're sitting on this seat very comfortable. You know what privileges you get on this seat. If I am coming for the seat, certainly you will use all the rules under the game, or the rules of engagement, to ensure that you're able to maintain the seat. Before even going for the primaries, I was taken to court that I don't live in Tema West. When you come here, this is Tema West. This is my home. This is where I've lived, in Tema West. Now, the court ruled the case in my favor. We went into the primaries. I won convincingly, almost double the numbers of my immediate opponent. There were 3 of us. After elections, after the primaries, lawsuit, about 3 or 2 of them, and it even went to the appeals court. At the point, I think they decided that enough was enough, and they took it out.
Your lawyers were busy.
Well, they kept the lawyers busy, that's true, and they kept the funds also rolling out, because it's nothing is for free. But for me, I think that probably if I were in their shoes, I'll do the same thing. So I don't fault her. I don't have a problem at all. She did what she got to do. If she had succeeded, it would have been okay for her. She didn't succeed. We are okay. We are one now. We don't have a problem. We move on. Life goes on.
Was that performance stage managed, where she held your hand in the presence of the flag bearer? Then
I don't know what you mean by stage managed.
Yes, was it planned behind the scenes to show a picture of unity, considering that your opponents were always talking about divisiveness and division and lack of unity in the NPP? You had to do something to show the people that no, at least in Tema West there's unity. Unless
you have seen something, I don't think that what they were saying was right. In fact, I don't even expect the opponents to say anything better about MPP. If you go to their camp, it was even worse. When they were preaching that Osambabo was on their side, when they were preaching that Bail was on their side, when they were preaching that the party was together and so on and so forth, it wasn't so. But I am not that kind of politician who wants to nail you down on your deficiencies, or nail you down on what you don't have, or what your worries are. I want to tell the people what I can do. I want to tell the people what I can deliver, and that is what I based my campaign on. Whatever, I was getting information from the opposite camp. I was getting a lot of stories, but I called my opponent and said, look, this is what I'm hearing about you. If it is true, please change. But I'm not going to use it for politics. Well, this is not politics. This is not my kind of politics. My politics is to tell the people what I can do for them. Fortunately, they know what I can do, or some of them know what I can do, because I enjoy a network of interwoven staff-family relationship within the constituency.
Explain that.
Well, you see, let's say I employ about 100 people in this area. Maybe these 100 people have 10 people depending on them for the salary that I give them. Amongst these 10 people, they have, let's say, 10 or 20 friends each. that know that because of
like multi-level marketing.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a woven relationship or network that gives you that leverage of appealing to a whole lot of people. So even before I came to the fore, people have heard about Carlos and they know what I'm capable of doing. They say some good things about me that I don't even know that I have done, but they come out and say them. That is the strength that I came on, and not bringing somebody down or weighing somebody with their deficiencies or their shortfalls. No, that's not my kind of politics.
Can you explain the figures? I mean, the parliamentary contest, you had, 59.9%?
Almost 60%, yes.
Even more than your presidential candidate, if you compare. He had 57 point something, and you had 59.9. 50% more than your nearest contender. What do you think explains this?
Well, two things. First and foremost, my presidential candidate had lower than me because of what happened in Tema West. All these wranglings and all this happened. That Nana was supporting my opponent against me. I tried hard to let people understand that Nana would never. It is not possible even 1 minute for Nana to follow anybody against Carlos.
How do you know? Are you in his mind?
I have known Nana outside politics and inside politics. I know Nana, personally like this. Nana is like my brother. He's like my senior brother. There is no way in hell or in heaven that Nana would stand behind somebody against me.
Trying to position yourself. The man is president-elect now.
No, I've said it before.
You can't say anything else.
I've said it before. I've said it more than several times. I preach it on any opportunity I get. I'm on the platforms and things. I tell my people, look, Nana will not do this. Go out and tell the people that Nana is not behind anybody. If Nana were to be behind Natoshi, Nana would just call me and say, Carlos, stop, don't go. And I wouldn't have a choice. I would just have stopped.
Really?
Of course. I'm telling you today, even if you tell me today that, look, you are not doing this or you are not doing that, I would accept it. That is the kind of relationship I have with him. You understand? But people were made to believe from my opposite camp. When they have the opportunity to speak, they tell, Nana has already given him, he's Nana's friend, Nana has already given him something to do. So Nana is asking him not to come back. So don't worry, you give me. And everybody was thinking about why is Nana doing this, why is Nana doing this? And that is what accounted for this 59, 57. But we will accept it. Last year, what did Nana get here? Nana get about 37.
He got
lower than even 37. Yeah. Aside that, the difference between Nana and Mahama was 1,700. You understand? When you look at the fact that right now is 12,000 plus, then it tells you a story that Carlos came with a certain card, and that wild card is what has played into the minds, into the lives, into the bullied politics of NPP in Tema West.
You rated NDC as scoring 12 over 100. I mean 12%. Why such a score?
You see, NDC, I would say...
You say they were ineffective, for your words.
They don't understand governance. Rather,
that's a sweeping statement to make.
No, but that is true. Governance is not borrowing money to build hospitals. Governance is not borrowing money to do roads. Governance is not only borrowing money to do flyovers. Governance is the positive impact you make in the lives of the people that you lead. That is governance.
What do you know about governance? You're just about going into parliament for the first time.
I'll tell you something.
In politics before.
Business, politics, they are brothers. Except that one is very different from the other, because in one, you invest to reap something. The other one, you invest and you don't expect anything back.
So that's it. The flyover is an investment not to receive anything back.
But that's when the people will tell you that that's not what we want. We want jobs. People want to make sure that at the end of the month they have monies in their pocket. People want to make sure that when they are leaving home, their children's school fees are paid. They are not sacked. They don't bring them home. This is the first time you see men cry.
Which men were crying?
A lot of men in my constituency will come to me weeping.
They were dramatic. They wanted money from you.
No. Their children have been sacked from school for Christ's sake.
They wanted money from you?
Yeah, of course. But what can they do?
You cry and get the money.
Crying will not give you money.
Crying will give you money. If I need it, I'll cry.
No, you cry. If I don't have it, I don't have it.
You're crying. Cry, though, and try and work on your emotions.
But that will not make you give you the money.
But you're a human being. You're not a stone.
Of course.
Yeah.
But if I don't have it, I don't have it. The point is that for the first time in the lives of people, they have to drive out their kids from school, doing exams.
And you blame NDC for this one?
Of course.
Wow.
Because there's no job for the guys to do. Today you enter people's houses, you ask kids, where's your father? They don't know their fathers. The men have children with the women and they run away. Because when they stay, they have to pay rent, they have to pay school fees, chop money, clothe their kids, and all these things. They don't have it. And so what would they do? They will run away. And we borrow money and build flyovers. We borrow money and we say we're building roads. Why don't we look for the job for the people first? Then afterwards we can use the spillover to do this job. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a father anywhere who will call his children and say, look, kids, today I have 100,000 Ghana cedis, but before we eat, I want to go and buy a Mercedes-Benz. He goes to buy the Mercedes-Benz and there's nothing left. The kids are hungry. You think they will sit in the car? For what? The car will not even appeal to them.
Is this how you visualize what the NDC did?
That is exactly what has happened. What were they campaigning on? Green Book. NDC's campaign was being on some Green Book which even had houses that people's personal money has gone to build. Green Book. They were showing things that was non-existent. They said they are building some one of these schools here, and when you look at the schools, the 123 schools that they built, number 72 is Lashibi JHS. They said they are built this school. Go and see. They've not even dug any hole anywhere for them to put a foundation. It's all complete lies. And people, you see, you can lie or fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool other people all the time. NDC based their campaign on what I call non-existent dream. They thought that the people, after seeing the thing picture of Ghana has become like Abruchi. So no, we are more discerning than the Ghanaians are more discerning today. What they want first and foremost is to see a government that will have a positive impact in their life. And that is what Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's government is going to do.
And so your administration, the NPP administration is in now, and you said that the NPP is here to restore hope to Ghanaians and will perform magic in the first year. Explain.
That is what the Ghanaians have said. They believe in MPP. They believe that we can restore hope or we can bring something very good. The reason being that the things that we didn't prepare any Green Book. We would have rather gone to prepare a Greed Book if we were given an opportunity. But we said no.
A greed book?
Yes. But we said no.
Greed on whose side?
On NDC's side. It was greediness. Why would you take 30,000 and give me something worth 5 cities? Why would you take 100,000 and give me a project worth 10 cities? That is what greed we are talking about.
Tell me about the magic that NPP will perform.
But we said yes. Don't let us go on that tangent. We are not going to give them the opportunity, to let us go back and forth on their Green Book. Rather, let us tell the people what we can do. And we went ahead to tell them, look, we are bringing this IPEP, which is going to bring $1 million to every constituency every year.
What is the IPEP?
Infrastructure for Poverty Alleviation. It's going to bring $1 million for every constituency every year. For the 4 years that I'm going to stay as a parliamentarian in this area, I am going to have $4 million, or we are going to have $4 million to develop this area. I tell you, there are certain common, small problems that are facing people in Tema West. That with this money we can do and do perfectly well. NDC thought that it was more appropriate to stay in Accra and finance projects in Bunkurugu. NDC thought that it was more appropriate to sit at the Flagstaff House and direct actions in Kulungugu. The people in Kulungugu know what problem they are facing. All the 275 constituencies differ in the kind of needs that they have or they want.
Precisely why you cannot say every constituency must have $1 million.
No.
Year
precisely why
precisely because everybody's needs are different.
Yes.
Some might need more, some might need less.
But to share the cake equally, this is what is going to happen. Now, don't forget that the central government himself is going to do their own development based on what they have promised, one, and two, based on what they think they need to do for certain areas. The $1 million is not going to be the only development projects that's going to happen in our country.
It's a massive promise, though.
But it's doable.
And it's possible that you're going to fall in the same trap as the NDC. They campaign on projects, you are campaigning on promises. 2Ps.
Yes, but promises one. So it means that the people have more hope in promises than the project.
Yeah, but for the things that people could see and they still reject it, how about yours that they can't see? And if there's rejection, don't you think you are setting yourself up for failure?
You should answer that question yourself. They have seen, and they have rejected. They haven't seen, they have accepted. It means they have hope. They are living what we call hope.
But it also means that if the disappointment comes, it will be bigger.
Why would you think there will be a disappointment
Because you promised me and you failed. Ghanaians, we have a term that we say promise and fail. And it almost looks as if you are setting yourself up because the promises are massive. I mean, I'm looking at Dr. Bawumia's 170 questions that he asked the vice president. And Ghanaians will be expecting Dr. Bawumia now to answer those questions.
We would answer those questions. Those questions are not developments from our side. It's questions that we're asking NDC to come and answer. When it comes to our promises, we have already given what we can do. And I'm telling you, we'll do it. You think we were going to falter in this one district, one factory?
We don't know the future.
Well, just watch it. Just watch it. Even if it is too short for us to do all in 4 years, at least by the end of the 4 years, you will see a massive improvement in that one district, one factory thing. And I can tell you, I mean, as we sit now, out of the 216 districts, I'm sure that most of the districts have factories there already. What we are going to target is those districts which are deprived. And we'll be able to do it. And I tell you, this is going to cause a situation whereby there will be rather a migration from urban areas to rural areas. And I explain. If I sit here today, I'm in Tema, I sleep in some kiosks out there. I rent it for 50 Ghana cedis. And I pay electricity of... This is the only country in the world that electricity is more expensive than the rent. Only country. Now, if I hear that in my village in Trapiasi, for example, there's a factory that has been put there for that district, and they are looking for people to work there, and I know I can get a job there. Master, the first thing I'll do is just collect my bag and go back to my hometown. The reason being that nobody goes to their hometown and sleep on the street or sleep outside.
So you think there's going to be a reverse migration?
I am telling you, that is what
less developed areas?
Just watch this space. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to hit two birds with one stone to deurbanize and to reduce the migration from the north to the south. And that creating the reverse osmosis kind of situation. And that is going to happen.
Carlos, is the MPP not writing a fantastic script? Are you all script writers now, writing novels and movies? Just like the NDC supporters have been so massively disappointed by their poor showing during the election, do you not think you are setting yourselves up to fail? I'll give you an example. Last week, or a week after the election, barely a week after the election, our team went to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange area. The hawkers openly said, look, Nana is in. We can sell on the streets. Change has come. Prices are going to come down. People were talking from Kumasi. Things are going to be better. Everything is going to be almost heavenly. Are you not setting yourselves up and not tempering people's expectations too much?
Have you heard that the price of goods and services have gone down since Nana was elected? Have you heard that? That's the kind of belief that people have in NPP.
Is it sustainable?
Well, it is. If depending on how we handle it.
Businessman.
Of course. Let me tell you why it's sustainable. Our intention is to try and get people off the streets. You think people like to roam the streets on this hot sun every day, just selling dog chains, selling oranges, selling mobile phone units? No. If that person can get a comfortable room, a house somewhere and work, they will prefer that to standing on the street. That is what hope we are bringing to them. We are going to put them in gainful ventures, which they will find more lucrative than the menial jobs you're doing, which is even more dangerous. There are certain times you hear vehicles knocking down some of these people, and you ask yourself, why should this happen as a nation? Everybody is buying and selling. That is what everybody is doing today. There are no jobs. Certain jobs, you go there, you take your application here. If somebody doesn't die, we cannot employ. So therefore, if you want to do anything gainful, you don't want to be seen as a useless person home, you have to look for some 50 Ghana cedis, buy a crate or two of eggs, boil it and take it to the station and sell. How much money can you make from this? But they are doing it. Because people want to work, but the job is not there. So they have to find a way to go on the street. So therefore, if I can put a factory in their village, if we can do something gainful in their village, they will move back. Because when they go to their village, they don't pay rent, for Christ's sake. Nobody goes to their hometown and pay rent. Maybe, for all you know, there's an uncle back there who even pays the electricity in the house. When they go, they might not even pay electricity. And then if people had the opportunity, they will bring their homes wherever they travel, but they cannot move them. So if there's business in my hometown, I'm not going to pay any rent. Why must I stay and suffer disgrace or suffer this kind of life?
In the same spirit of optimism that you have, you also said that Dr. Bawumia will revamp the Tema Industrial Hub. What do you mean by that?
Tema Industrial Hub is
That's very familiar to you.
Yeah, of course. It's a free zone area. Well, I've said Donado's government. The government is
it's part of the government.
Yeah, of course, part of government. But what we are going to do different with the free zone is to ensure that it marries with today's world of business or the trade, direction of how the world is going.
Well, how is it functioning now? How is free zone functioning now?
For me, I would say that it is if it is working or driving on 12 years, it is on the third year.
But you would say that, wouldn't you? You're coming to change.
And I will explain. Mm-hmm. It's my field. I have been to Jebel Ali Free Zone, trained there, and so on and so forth. I know how it works. Yeah. Yes, in Dubai, my partners there own large facilities there, and I know how it operates. See, no factory or no big player factory would come and mount a mega factory here in Ghana because we are beautiful or because our currency is good or anything. No. The reason being that, let's take Nike. Nike will want to go and set up a big factory in Sri Lanka. Why? Because the labor is cheap. It's cheaper than Ghana. 2, the people are very friendly. 3, the profit or capital migration there's not a problem, so on and so forth. So they will put a big factory there. And now what they will do is distribute. The distribution is the order of business today. You can make Ghana a hub where Nike will bring all their West African products here to Ghana, and now we'll just move them away from Ghana into the West Africa areas. That is what the business direction is today for free zone or business hubs. If you want to sit down and get people to come and put factories here, yes, you can get some of them coming, but why would anybody come when your electricity is 4 times the price of Cote d'Ivoire next door?
Do you have such conversations with Mr. Chumba who was in charge of, or who is still in charge of?
I don't know him. And probably if he had ventured to speak to the people who know, I'm sure that he would have heard some of.
Was there no interface between free zones and GIF, who you represent?
No. Unfortunately, since NDC came to power, I haven't seen free zone indulging or engaging the freight forwarding fraternity in this business. But I tell you, in today's free zone operations, it's all handling. And you can get more people doing the packaging and repackaging as a result of employment in these areas and sending them out. When I was in Jebel, like I said, Master Foods, they produce this Bounty chocolate and Mars chocolate. My partners in Dubai are the reps of Master Food or the logistics company for Master Foods in Dubai. Nike, for example, they represent in Dubai. Every morning, you see faxes coming through. Doha, 30,000 cartons. Riyadh, they just move the trucks just like that. And you know the number of people who work in this factory, sometimes 300, just doing repackaging. Because the fact is, every country differs in the markings or the writings on the box. You cannot take English writings to an Arabic country. So you have to have people to physically be in the warehouse to repackage these things and send them out. That is the future of our free zone, and that is what we're going to do as an MPP government. Mark our words, we are going to change Ghana.
What other ideas would you bring to play? I mean, you have so many years of experience in multimodal transport, freight forwarding. If you had a chance in these next 4 years, what would you want to?
You have used the word, if I have the chance, I will tell you something. Labor, maritime labor, is something that is of essence today. If you go to seafarership, time past, Indians, Filipinos, Sri Lankans, those people, they were the ones that were doing seamanship. Today they are all getting down. Because it's not easy being on the sea for 4 months, not seeing any human being, not seeing any land. It's not easy. Today they are coming down because the production of microchips, mobile phones and things have gone up very high in their countries. So they are all getting down. Ship owners need to fill this gap. An alternative is Africa. In Africa, Ghana has been identified to produce the best seamen. And they are looking at us to see if we can do that supplement. What I am going to do if I'm given the opportunity, we will pick these boys off the street into navigation. The problem we have in Ghana, which people are not seeing. Today, if somebody goes to JSS and he's not able to continue to SHS, his education is finished. He cannot continue anywhere. During our time, if you're not able to make it into SHS, you will go to other vocational school or a technical school. They have all collapsed today. Even take it from SHS to university. If the person is not able to make it from SHS to the university, the education is finished. You don't have a skill, you don't have education, you have profession, you don't have nothing.
But it can't be right to say the vocational schools have all collapsed. That's a sweeping statement.
Well, I'm here to see one government vocational school that is working. All of them are private. How many people have money to go and pay for a private vocational school? You ask me, go to Tematech and see if Tematech is working. Go there, you go and find out. They have been seriously deprived of any amenities to teach the kids. So you see the boys walking the street, doing WhatsApp, doing pool, playing pool, and all sort of things. The devil finds job for the idle hands. If I am given the opportunity, in Tema West, I'll pick these boys off the street, and it will marvel everybody. That is my area, that is my expertise, and I'm going to put it into practice. ITF, International Trauma Federation, is prepared to partner with us and pick these boys off the street. And we will do it.
How much money are we losing in the transport industry?
A lot of money, my brother. A lot of money. And I have always said that given the opportunity, we can make the maritime service sector contribute more to GDP than the banking service sector. Look at Singapore. Look at the Sri Lankans and all these Trinidad and all those people. They are making money out of maritime services more than anything else. Singapore doesn't have the gold and the oil that we have. But why are they so rich? They are rich through commerce. We have that commerce here. But we are not gaining anything out of it. Let me give you an example. This cup was not manufactured here in Ghana. It was produced somewhere outside Ghana. The people in that country provided jobs for their people to produce this. Now, I go out there or you go out there to buy a container load of these cups. The owner, after producing, gets somebody from that country to load the container, give it to a trike owner of that country to bring it to the port, give it to a ship owner of that country to bring it to Ghana. One would have expected that when it gets to Ghana, at least let Ghanaians also take over from the port and work on it till we get it to the warehouse of the owner of the goods. No. The ship owner from the country of origin takes a flight, now comes to Ghana, process the documents through customs, put it on a truck, take it to the warehouse of the owner. The only part that Ghanaians enjoy in that freight that has been generated is the laborers who unstuff the container into the warehouse of the owner. What have we done?
So what would the NPP administration do? You sack all the white guys away?
We are not sacking white guys away, but we are going to make sure that at least some of the money generated out of importing these goods from outside, which we did not get any privilege of because we didn't employ the labor that did it, some of the money will remain here in Ghana.
How? You change the freight terms?
Of course. We are not going to change the freight terms, but we have to put laws into place whereby we reserve certain businesses for Niger.
People are going to run away.
Where are they going?
If they think that you are limiting their business potential.
Where are they going?
Out of here and go somewhere else.
Where?
Other countries.
I'll tell you, look, listen, let me tell you something. If you see a company here calling itself so-and-so shipping company, it is Ghana Limited. It is not that company coming from foreign. Because they are playing on our ignorance. They have managed to come here, form a sister company, a subsidiary company, using the same name as the ship owner and milking us. There are certain charges that they charge them which is illegitimate. If you go into the annals of maritime principles, there's no way that money would fall within any calculation when it comes to freight payment or when it comes to maritime handling.
Why don't you think the Ministry of Trade was more, I don't know, why didn't they spot these things? Did you alert them? You were in the industry. I
will tell you something. Recently, you know that they brought up some charge.
Yes.
The president, the president himself had to come there and say, no, I won't allow you to charge it. And he stopped them. Right now, as I speak to you, people who had paid and they are looking for refunds are still not received the money. Why would they bring people here to come and do this? It's because of our ignorance. It's because of our ignorance. Now, we had only one freight forwarder who was in Parliament in 2012 when we were putting up a law for ship agency. He mentioned to them that, look, for custom brokerage, it's already in the law that is reserved for Ghanaians. This one must follow same because this. It went into the law, it went through the first reading, second reading. Third reading, he was called to Parliament. by the chambers of the speaker, and was questioned to declare his interest. Why was he put that in there? Apparently, someone from the EU or these people have gone to lobby somebody from the law. So that ship agency was not reserved for Ghanaians.
But you are a freight forwarder now, so when you are going to Parliament by God's grace, what will you do when you go there?
We will try.
Will you rectify that situation which you think is an anomaly?
We will try, of course. We will try. We will put everything down on the table for people to have a look at.
You're going to go up against some powerful forces.
I know. I have always done this. You know, if you know me, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I've been doing this. And since Salih's time, of blessed memory, I've been doing this. At the point you get them listening to you, at the point you get them, like looking elsewhere. But we are still going to try. Because for me, I think that a lot of the capital flight is going out through that way. And number two, we can make our dollar suffer less pressure if we can put a stop to these things. Because these guys are taking these dollars out illegally. And monies that is meant to rather come in to service the vessels in the port are not coming. They rather sit here and charge illegitimately and use that money to service or husband the vessels in the port. Whilst that the freight that you have paid abroad, a part of it is supposed to come here in Ghana for us to service the vessel with. People don't know that. If you go to South Africa, it is a clear case. It is a clear law that 15 clear days before the arrival of the vessel, the money that is required to service that vessel or husband that vessel must be in the central bank. That's money in the central bank. Otherwise, your vessel will not be attended to.
So they keep the money in their country.
Exactly. So the money will stay here. So can you imagine how much money we will make from these things? That is how Singapore is making it. You cannot fault.
You must be excited going to Parliament because you with all these things there, with all the experience you have, it's going to be an interesting time.
I have wanted this for a very long time.
How long? How long have you wanted to go to Parliament?
For a very long time. But when Edu was the MP, I always saw Edu as very capable and who can champion the cause of anything, anybody, anytime. When Natoshi took over, we saw Natoshi saying, and so it wasn't necessary to go in and challenge anybody. But when opportunity brought itself that, look, hey, this is the time you have to make a move, and I made a move, and they said move, I have moved. So right now, as I speak, I am very thankful to the people of Tema. I'm very thankful to the people of Ghana. I am going to make sure that I put things on the table for people to understand. I'm not just going to speak and expect magic to happen. I will put the bare facts on the table. I will ask Bank of Ghana to tell us how much money leaves this country in terms of freight every year. And you will see. As compared to if those monies are rather supposed to come in here to service our vessel, what difference it will make. It will ease the pressure on our dollar, and the dollar that is flying that high would have to come down.
How does Deputy Minister Carlos Ahenkorah sound for trade, for transport?
Honestly speaking, even if I am giving the porter at the Flagstaff House,
that's not going to happen. You're an MP elect, soon to be MP.
I'm saying this to mean that anything that Akufo-Addo asks me to do, I will do. Even if he doesn't give me anything, say, Carlos, watch over my people in Parliament or do the parliamentary job, I will do. I am a very open person. I don't push for things. I rather sit and let things happen as it's supposed to happen. If God says that you would be sitting here today talking to Kafui, it will happen. No matter what you do, it will happen. If God says that you're going to die through this means, or if your end should come through that means, whatever you like it will happen. That is my belief. So I would rather wait and see what Nanado has for me. But thank you very much for promoting me to Nanado to give me a ministerial appointment. Thank you.
What's your message, final message to those who are watching you right now? For those who are nurturing parliamentary aspirations, so those who are in the world of business and are thinking, maybe I should try something and serve my people.
Well, first and foremost, let me start by appealing to my people. We hear a lot of stories going on of people fighting and people, annexing projects.
Even here? In this
Tema, we had a motorway, not west, but Tema motorway serves all the three constituencies in Ashama. We heard that some people went in there to, as it were, annex the toll booths. But I rushed there. Immediately I heard it, I had a call from my headquarters. I rushed there, but I didn't see anything. I saw policemen there and said, well, that's what they also had, so they asked to come. Nothing of the sort happened there. But you hear reports of this and that going on. And yesterday I also listened in bits of what the NDC came out to churn out. I think that it is not appropriate. If it's really and truly happening, I'm appealing to AP members. This is not the time. Whatever there is in there for you, you are going to get it. Maybe it's even bigger than the toilet or bigger than the tool booth. Why would you, in heaven's name, go and put yourself in that kind of situation where people would see you as, oh, this guy was the one who did that? Don't forget, times change. It could be a time that probably we're also going to change and go to the other side, and these guys are going to come after you. People can keep things in their head for 10 years, 20 years. This is what has caused certain areas in Ghana to have that spontaneous fights whenever it happens. Please, let's eschew that sentiment. But I also like to appeal to the NDC. Some of these things that happen from their own camp. Most of it, I would say, because yesterday I had the opportunity to listen to Yamwa Ponko and Kofi Adams on radio, and they were throwing tantrums. And I think that, look, the fight is coming from your own end. Even look at one of the press conference that they had, and somebody who threatened that would slap somebody and so on and so forth. It could also be possible, Mr. Chairman of NDC, that your people are orchestrating these things. Some guy ahead put plasters on his face when nothing has happened. Please.
So you're appealing to them?
I am appealing to you. Let us put a stop to all this. And NDC also look into your house and let us solve this. We are brothers. Elections is not about fight. We have won. You won. We give it to you freely. We have won. You have given it to us freely. Nothing changes. People in business. I am now going in there. So what I would say is, come. But let me go in there and tell you how it is like first.
Give them the
but
template.
So far, I think so good.
All right.
Don't be scared if you are in business and you think that going to politics will mar your business or whatever. I don't think that time is past. During the revolution time when people's business were being collapsed and stuff. And that's where we find ourselves today. It is no more there. So come in there and let us enjoy politics. Thank you very much.
Mr. Carlos Kwabena Ahenkorah,
yes,
MP-elect for the Tema West constituency.
Yes.
Thank you very much.